Okay, guys, today we're gonna be playing Terraria. Maybe switch it up, play Terraria instead of Minecraft. I'm gonna be talking about how pride stops real growth, and yeah, we're gonna get into that. But first, let's make a new character. Let's name him. Let's name him Thinker. Since we doing on this channel, we thinking, bro. I think I would just get in. Let me just get into it. The first thing I want to talk about when it comes to pride stopping real growth is, I would say, how your pride makes you hold on to your own values and put them on a pedestal. And then from those values that you put on a pedestal, you have pride towards them. So if you're able to achieve these things or come through on these values, then you will be, successful. You feel a sense of pride towards it. You feel like, hey, I did something here. Right? Why is my sound not working? I did something here. There you go. Like, I achieved something. That what I'm doing is important. That what I'm doing is something I should look towards achieving, look towards keeping. And this stops you from achieving what could truly matter to you and to grow in ways that are not aligned with the values you've already set towards yourself. As like, what did you ever take pride in? This might be money, let's say. Oh, I take pride in being wealthy. Right? Take pride in being wealthy. You're gonna devalue other things in your life in order to gain that wealth. And you're gonna ignore other things that you could grow in. Maybe you could grow in knowledge, or you could grow in being a good person. Other things that people would say are valuable. But you ignore these things, you neglect these things. Because you don't want to you don't want them. You only want to become more prideful, to gain what you think is important, to gain that money, that next job, the more status, whatever that might be, instead of growing in other ways, in ways that you wouldn't even begin to think of. You are so locked in on your pride and what you value that you neglect these things. I don't even know if this is big enough house, but we're gonna try it. So yeah, that's what I would say is a danger when it comes to oh no, I broke it. When it comes to pride. Now, from having your prides stopping you and holding you onto those values towards them, stopping you from growing, and also stopping you from like valuing other things beside whatever you think is like gonna give you the most amount of things, like whatever you have pride towards, right? And usually it's negative, like money or status, something more vain, like that. Your pride of your values stops you from being able to recognize what is wrong outside of said values. So let's say if someone's doing something and you have pride and you have affinity for money, wealth, you would say, oh, it's completely justified, right? You have problems finding, oh, why is that wrong? Like, let's say like scamming culture. People be scamming all the time. People try to make money off people by scamming them with some credit card scam, something. I feel like that's pretty popular nowadays. And we don't see any problem with this because we have such this affinity towards money. Like, oh, at least I'm eating that bag. Maybe I'm selling drugs, doing something ethical to achieve said bag, but it doesn't matter because I got the bag. These things don't matter as much because I am achieving what I want, and that is that money, that moolah. Oh, right. And I just think money is the best example because it's like something that we all have pride towards, right? We have pride towards our money. We have an affinity towards money in ways that we are prideful of. Let's say I get more money, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, look, I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm better than you because I have more money than you. Because I have more paper. I have more capital than you. I have more assets, whatever that might be. Just more wealth, and the pride of these things stops you from being able to recognize outside of the money. So outside of the money, outside of all those venial things that you are valuing, that you are looking towards, outside of that, what matters to you, right? Is it your family? Is it doing the right thing? Is it being a good person? These things you neglect in order to get the money. And if you are really truly prideful on these things, you only just your sole focus are on these vain things, then you won't be able to recognize how you are neglecting the outside factors. And you won't be able to grow these things. You won't be able to grow as a better person if you only value money. If you only value getting to that paper, getting to that bread. Because you're going to stop yourself from growth, actually. You're going to be hurting yourself in the long run. Because of your affinity and your just emphasis on money. Or whatever you might have pride in. So that could be a sport, it could be anything. I'm just using money as an example, but this could be anything that you're pride for. You're going to start neglecting other factors to gain it because you want to gain more of that pride. You want to be more prideful of what you have to offer, what you want to achieve. All these things you're going to hold higher than money because it is what you think will give you the most success in life, which is just not the case. Right? I think this is good for now. Ooh, let's make one house. Need more wood. Yeah, you won't be able to recognize what's wrong outside of your own values. Then the final point, bringing it all together, is that in the end, your pride blocks you from growing. As you stay stuck in thinking you do not need to grow and into goals that you think you need to achieve, right? So this goes back to the whole mindset of thinking, hey, well, I need money. I'm only going to do things that are going to gain me money because I seek pride in money. I seek status. I seek importance in money. And I'm prideful of this importance. I want more of it. I'm prideful in the money I already have, and I want more of that. So you're going to neglect other areas of your life in order to get that money. And from that, you won't be able to grow in ways outside of these values. So maybe you'll be going to, maybe you'll be able to grow your wealth, your capital, your assets, but you won't be able to grow in other areas of life that are very important. And you won't even be able to see these things, begin to see these things, because you're thinking in such a one way of, oh, I just want money. And this goes for a lot of things. Now, I think people don't have one goal usually. They usually have multiple, but I'd say that in the end, they have an utmost goal. They have the most important goal. And a lot of time that is money for people, right? Their most important goal is to get money. Their most important goal is to, do this. But yeah, money goals can dictate people's lives. I just say question all your goals, question all your aspirations, see if they truly align with what you want and how will those goals achieve what you want. And really just keep asking that why question. Why do I want to do these things? But I want to achieve these goals. All these things. This will allow you to really see if you're doing the right thing in trying to achieve these goals or not. Right. But yeah. That is my main emphasis with this whole pride thing. With the whole, I just know for sure that pride in my life has been something that I have recognized people judge by their pride too. So let's say if I value money a lot, I'm going to judge someone else based on their money. And maybe I won't be able to see the importance in other things. So not only the things in my life that I devalue, but other people's opinions and viewpoints, and where they like, let's say I have pride on money. And so one person is like a monk. He doesn't want to have any money. He doesn't care about the material. I'm like, that's so stupid. That I don't know why you would ever think that. It makes no sense. Just because of the way I think. The way in which pride has taken this control over me, where I won't even be able to get to understand other people because of my pride. My affinity towards this one thing. And I think that's the true problem today. Is that we can't even begin to imagine someone that's thinking outside of these constraints that we hold as a society. Right? These don't even make sense to us. And we only truly do care about what we have pride towards, what we value, what we want to achieve. These things are all stem from pride. And if we don't begin to question our pride, and why we want these things, why do we want to achieve these things, we're going to be easily controlled by the world, what the world wants. So I just make sure I urge you guys to question the pride of your own and also the people around you. Let's say your parents or your loved ones, they also value like a good career, status, a nice job, and you want to do something outside of that. They don't value it. You have to look in them and say, oh, they are prideful. They want me to be conventionally successful. They don't want my own success to be what I think is successful, but what the world thinks is successful, or what their peers may think is successful. So you can begin to understand why they feel the ways they do, and how you might be able to come to terms with that, and begin to understand them more clearly as people. Because I don't think it's anything inherently negative. Think this way, like you're a bad person for thinking these ways. We're having pride about these things because everyone does in ways. I have pride for these things, even though I try not to. I look at someone with money or value or status, with success, all these things, and I'm like, sure, I might think on paper I don't value it, but when it comes down to practice, I'm like, wow, this guy really is successful. He really is, better than me in other ways, and my pride gets hurt by that because I do in some factor have pride towards it. Have pride towards the material. It's not like I'm a super noble person where I can fully detach and go only off and have no bias implemented on me by society or those things. But no, I do have implicit bias, and I can see that in my life sometimes where I feel inferior to others because of the money they have. By this, yeah. I just think if you're able to recognize your own pride, to recognize what you can do better as a person, and put that outside of just the framework that you live in, but more on a societal or just a worldview way, where like, oh, what do other people value, and see that and learn from other people, because I think that's where most how you can learn the quickest is through other people and through whatever they may think is valuable, whatever they may think as important. You can look at that and you can grow from it. And I think being able to understand them and understand like what they take pride in or what they take importance in will allow you to just become more humble in ways, as you know that the goals that you were facing are not everyone have, and that they're not end all be alls. Like a lot of people put it, especially for money. A lot of people make it seem that money is the end all be all, and that everyone wants to achieve this, everyone wants to be able to make money, and this is the end for most people. But it's not like that, really not. It's more of a individual thing, and you might not know what someone else thinks or what they believe, but you can try to begin to understand how they find importance in it or how they have pride in it. Through that, you can begin to grow in ways you might not think you could have, or things that you might not even think were real growth because you didn't have any importance on it. You didn't think they were truly growth because it didn't help you achieve what you thought was the end all be all. But in the end, it's not like that. It's very individual, and that these goals vary from person to person, from culture to culture, from ideology to ideology, and the recognition of these things will allow you to become more knowledgeable, I'd say, more intelligent of other people. Not only that, it will allow you to grow in ways you could not imagine, in ways that you didn't even think you could have grown, because of how you didn't value those things. You didn't value, let's say you didn't value companionship, like being a good person to your friends, and then you see someone that really values that and really prides himself on being a good person, and how they find so much fulfillment in that, and you begin to try to do that. You begin to try to be a more better person, and you begin to value these things, and slowly you shift in the way you think and what you begin to value, and you understand the other person, and you say, hey, I actually really did grow. Maybe at the start I did not understand why this would be important, why it would be important to be a good person, or it would be important to be a nice, good companion. But now, through understanding other people's worldviews and learning from other people, just learning in general, you begin to grow in ways that you didn't even imagine were growth, because of how you didn't value it. You didn't have any pride towards it. You didn't think that, oh, this is something I should work to achieve. But after recognizing it, after recognizing why people do focus on it, then you begin to understand, hey, I understand why people do these things. I understand why not everyone just focus on money, or whatever said goal you might have at the end. And then through that, you can grow in ways you would never imagine yourself to do. Yeah. This video was a little bit less structured. I just think I'm playing the game. This game is a little bit more I had to put more focus in this game than Minecraft. I'm just starting out, but tell me if you guys enjoyed the video. I think that's my end with this whole pride topic. In conclusion, I would say pride stops you from really growing, as you value your own values. You put them on high, on a pedestal. You have pride towards them. And then through this, your pride stops you from being able to recognize what is wrong outside of your said values that you have pride towards. And after that, in the end, it blocks you from growing, as you stay stuck in thinking you do not need to grow and into the goals you think you need to achieve. So let's say I have pride for money, right? My goal is to become more wealthy, and I don't achieve anything outside of that because I only want to get more wealthy. I don't want to let's say grow as a companion. So the pride stops real growth, as you only grow in one aspect, the one aspect that you seem as prideful or you put importance in, that you have pride towards. You're only going to grow for that, because then it's going to boost your pride. But once you humble yourself, recognize that your pride is not the most important thing, and you can be able to see other people's ways they grow or things they take pride in, and then you can grow and truly grow, not just in the capacity that you want to grow, but in things in new areas, and actually be able to learn and recognize value outside of the things you've already placed as valuable. The beliefs you already hold. But outside of those beliefs, outside of those values, you can grow to have new values, and then grow in those said values. So yeah, that's why I say pride stops real growth. Maybe you can grow if you're prideful of money and grow your wealth, but real growth comes by understanding other people and taking on new values and new perspectives. That's real growth. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Think good amount of time, maybe a little too long, but yeah, that's the conclusion of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. I need to post one more video. I'm trying to post one per week of this year. So yeah, goodbye guys. See you.